Hello, I'm Seth Forbidden Origins editor-in-chief of comics, and I'm here to talk about the movie theaters.
Indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim.
In particular, I want to say, stop blaming the people for not watching these original movies. We're seeing this a lot from like the nerd community when it comes to films, especially in their response to the broader film community, who are talking about how like Marvel is destroying the film industry, how there's not enough original content. Nerds, or people within the nerd This sounded so derisive, I'm sorry. People in the nerd community people in the nerd community will reply like, well, nobody's going to see them. So what do you want us to do about that? But there's like a million reasons why people aren't seeing those. It's not because the populace failed those movies. Like you'll see people will post pictures of themselves in theaters and go like, no wonder original film is dead. None of you film bros will go watch it. And it's like, if every film bro went to the theater, it would not make the movie $1 billion fucking dollars. I'm sorry, there's not enough film bros. You just going like, well, why don't you go see the original thing? They probably have. They probably already did. I'm sorry. We saw this very recently with the Looney Tunes movie, which I think barely made twice its budget, which was a very, very, very low budget because it doesn't really use like big budget actors or anything like that. Again, with Mickey 17, a high budget film this time, did not make its budget back, at least in America. And so people are saying like, well, the theaters are empty, therefore the film bros didn't go see it, therefore it failed. And it's like, that's not how the numbers work out at all. So can you guess what I'm going to say? It's capitalism's fault. Yes, capitalism is the reason that this is happening. Now, you don't quite understand. The only things that are capable of making $1 billion tends to be previously established IP, especially more in the modern age, where things like the Marvel films are expected to break $1 billion, or at least make it very close to $1 billion. Everything else is not. You have celebrities like Matt Damon talking about how the erasure of the DVD market and the higher budgets in film has made it so that everything has to be like $1 billion blockbuster in order to be successful. So what happens is, if you're not that type of film, probably going to fail. Why is that? Well, ticket prices are very expensive now. Back when I was a kid, I could watch a movie for $5.50. Now, as an adult, I live in Brooklyn, so that's a factor, but it's $25. If I wanted to go to see a movie by myself, $25. That's really fucking expensive. What are you talking about, $25? That's not even counting popcorn and drinks, which, like, as an adult by myself, I can get by no problem. If you're a parent with like 2 kids, how are you going to get through a movie without giving them popcorn or like a fucking Coke? I don't know. That's the other thing, is that if I'm spending $25 by myself to go to the movie, what are parents spending? If you have 2 kids, well, shit, you might be out. 2 kids and a wife, yourself. You could be out $100. Let's say like 60 with ticket prices and then like 100 for the concessions and shit, because everything is mad fucking expensive. You're out a lot of fucking money, and like $100, that's like a sixth of my paycheck every week. So how the fuck can like a parent survive doing that, especially when they have a lot more shit to worry about than just food for yourself? That's the thing, like theaters don't really make a lot of money from ticket sales. In fact, filmmakers, they tend to take the majority of the ticket sales. Like theaters barely make any, so they have to make money through concessions. So everything is charged super high. So that's why the tickets are charged super high, is because like they spent $500 million on this fucking movie. They're going to get the money from that. And then theaters are like, well, we're not making any money by just sitting here, so we're going to charge an arm and a limb for popcorn and soda that not everybody's going to buy because they're already so expensive. So we're going to make it a lot more expensive. That makes going to the movies very difficult. And now like 2 or 3 blockbuster films are coming out a week. You have to be a lot more discerning about when you go and what movies you see. Let's look at the films that came out February and March. You got Mickey 17, you got the new Looney Tunes movie, you got the new Paddington movie, and then you have fucking Captain America.
Wait for it.
Let's say you're a typical moviegoer. You go maybe once a month because of how expensive it is and because you don't really have the time to go out there frequently. You're not a film buff, so you're not going every week, which film buffs want to do. You work a job. You might even work 2 jobs because you can barely make it by. So you have to really be discerning. You have to really pick and choose which movies you're going to see. Are you going to see Paddington? Are you going to watch Captain America? Or are you going to watch Mickey 17? An R-rated movie. Which one are you going to fucking go to? What do you mean? Why would you blame like Film Bus for like Mickey 17 failing when nobody can go watch that movie just on a whim? Like when I went to the theater, I had gotten my wife and like her friends to go. They had no fucking clue what this movie was. They didn't know what it was going in. They hadn't heard about the fucking movie. We all went to the theater. They fucking loved it. It's a great movie. And funny enough, the theater we went to was full, but we lived in Brooklyn again, so like that's not going to happen everywhere. But like again, they didn't fucking know what that movie was. They didn't know that movie was coming out. You expect that movie to make $1 billion fucking dollars? No. Another argument I see online is that, hey jalapeno, is that like it's not marketing's fault. It's actually your fault for not going to see it. I saw that it was marketed. I knew it was coming out. Maybe do some research before going. It's like, dog, most people do not do that. The people that are paying attention, the people that are looking for new releases, if all of those people went to see that movie opening night, it still would be a failure. That's how like small our community is. We live in a bubble. We're not really like, we're not the culture. We're not mainstream. This is the hobby we choose to enjoy. This is a hobby we choose to support. Not everybody has this as a hobby. Most people dip into it because they want some distraction every once in a while, because their lives are money, 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 money. We have to survive. I can't eat. That's their lives. They might have different hobbies. They might be watching football. They might be like, I don't know, they watch Twitch streams. They might play video games all the time. They might read comics. I don't know. But then maybe they're not film watchers. That's how it works. And so like if marketing fails to get that audience, the movie's going to fail unless they're budgeted accordingly, which most films aren't anymore. Most films are like, I cost $500 million and I expect $1 billion return. Why? Because we saw Avengers do it. That's not going to work. Like the reason you knew Mickey 17 was coming out, the reason you knew The Day the Earth Blew Up was coming out was because of your algorithm, the way you curated it. Like I follow movies, I follow all the movie news. Oh, guess what? The new movie news is telling me all the new movies coming out. Crazy, wild, I know. That's not the same for everybody, dude. If you were the only one in the Day the Earth Blew Up movie, that movie wasn't marketed. Nobody, like, okay, you saw it at a fucking bench or something in New York City. Well, we're in fucking New York City. No shit. I saw fucking Strange World advertisements on bus stations in like fucking New York City. That movie still fucking bombed because it was barely marketed anywhere the fuck else. I'm sorry to say that, dude. It's not the audience's fault for not knowing that these movies exist. If they don't know it exists, they just won't know, okay? And then even if they do know, how do they know it's for them? I've seen a million Marvel movies. I'm going to watch a new Marvel movie because I know what I expect from a Marvel movie. I don't know what to expect from Mickey 17. I don't know what to expect from The Day the Earth Blew Up. There hasn't been a 2D animated film in America in like decades, bro. Sorry to say. And then like we can't forget about the world we live in, right? Donald Trump's in office. He's crazy shit's happening every fucking day. A lot of people don't know if they're going to be able to keep their jobs. A lot of people don't know when their next paycheck is coming in, if they're going to have a next paycheck, if they have SNAP benefits, if those are going to go away at any second. They don't know if film prices are going to go fucking through the roof because all the other prices going to go through the roof with all these tariffs and shit. You don't know that. So like why would the average person be following like the fucking film news when like regular news is like everything is on fire, you are going to die? We live in the real world, and the real world is scary and hard. Those people aren't going to worry about the health of the film industry. Sorry, they're not going to watch random films they don't know if they'll like just to support them. They're scared. They're hungry. They're dealing with a lot of shit. Then you even have to factor COVID into all this. You know how like all the films had to shut down, then suddenly Warner Brothers is like, hey, what if we just release our movies on Max to get Max's numbers up? And then other streaming services going like, yeah, what if we put our movies on streaming? And so everybody is just waiting at home a month or two, like after the film releases, like, oh, Captain America's coming out like this month. It came out like last month, like in theaters, but it's coming out this month in like fucking a DVD or some shit. Mickey 17, I think, had a month, and now it's going to go on streaming. Same with The Day the Earth Blew Up. I think it was taken out of theaters. It's like only in like certain theaters, like maybe the dollar theaters or whatever. We live in that world now. Like when I was a kid, if a movie came out, you wouldn't see a VHS tape until like a year later. And then like even when we got to the DVD era, it took like 6 months until the film came out until you saw the movie again. But now we live in an age where you don't have to go to the theater because that movie's coming out like within a month or two. Like the theater is now like a premium experience where you're just seeing a preview of the film, essentially. You're not at home. You're not able to pause the movie whenever you want. You can't make whatever snacks. You can't order food in. Any of that stuff are sent to a place. You have to sit still for like 2.5 hours, which I love doing, but not everybody is capable or loves doing. Theater goers now are a lot rowdier than they were pre-pandemic. Just look at the Minecraft movie. Look at those audiences. When I went to see Godzilla -1, there was a row of teenagers in front. And for the first 30 minutes of the film, they were just throwing popcorn boxes at each other. I screamed at them to shut the fuck up. And then they all left halfway through the movie screaming about how fucking terrible the movie was. Like that's our film, like going public now. Why would anybody want to go see that? So there's like a million reasons why nobody would want to go to the theater and why like certain films are dying. It's not, we got to stop going like, well, it's your fault. These movies are failing. Stop, Dragon. No, stop Devil May Cry. Don't even get me started on Devil May Cry, how fucking terrible that show is. I don't know, there's like a ton of reasons why nobody would go to the theater anymore. So please, please, please stop blaming the public for not seeing your film that you wanted to see. Does it suck that Furiosa bombed at the box office? Absolutely. It's a fantastic movie, but that's not really the fault of the movie-going audience. It's just not. It's the world we live in. The world we live in where we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on movies that are only gonna make $1 million. That's just it. Sorry for the downer episode. My name is Seth, Editor-in-Chief of Forbidden Origins Comics. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Join our Discord, and goodbye.